Let's talk about one of the most human things ever, motivation, or, the total lack of it sometimes. How do you get yourself to do the things you know you need to do when you really, really don't feel like it? Well, today, we're going to build a practical toolkit to make it happen.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? That giant, super important project is staring you down, and bam! Suddenly alphabetizing your spice rack or deep cleaning the microwave feels like the most urgent task in the entire world. Yep, that's procrastination, and it is a sneaky, sneaky master of disguise.
So first things first, the good news is it's not you. This is totally normal. But the even better news? Motivation isn't some kind of magic you're either born with or you're not. Nope, it's a skill, it's a system, and we're going to build that system right now together.
So here's our game plan. It's got 4 parts. First, we're going to rewire how we think. Then, we'll actually set up our environment to make things easier. After that, we'll tackle the hardest part of all, just getting started. And finally, we'll put systems in place to keep that momentum going strong.
Okay, first up, we're starting with the foundation, your own mind. Because before you can change what you do, you pretty much always have to change what you think. This is all about mastering your internal game.
So you've got to ask yourself this one crucial question. Why does this task even matter? See, it's really easy to put off filing that boring report, but it's a lot harder to put off taking a key step toward getting that promotion I really want. So connecting those little annoying tasks to your big, meaningful goals, that's the first key to unlocking your motivation.
And wow, this quote from Henry Ford just nails it, doesn't it? The stories we tell ourselves in our own heads have this incredible power to become true. I mean, if you're constantly telling yourself you can't do it, you're basically setting yourself up to fail before you even start. Thinking positive isn't just some fluffy advice, it is a legit strategic tool.
Our brains are just wired to love, 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 the feeling of making progress. We crave that feeling of moving forward, even if that feeling is kind of, an illusion. And this brings us to a really fascinating psychological trick you can use.
All right, so take a look at these 2 coffee shop loyalty cards. Just looking at them, which one makes you feel more motivated? Which one makes you actually want to go back and buy more coffee to get that free one?
Now, what's so wild here is that if you do the math, they're identical, right? Both of them need 8 more stamps to get a free coffee. But which one just feels better? Studies have shown that people are way more motivated by the card that's already got a couple of stamps. And why is that? Because it creates the illusion of momentum. You feel like you're already on your way.
So what's the takeaway for us? It's simple. Give yourself an artificial head start. Next time you make a to-do list, go ahead and write down 1 or 2 easy things you've already done that day, just so you can immediately cross them off. I'm serious. It feels great, and that little boost of fake momentum might be just what you need to start tackling the really big stuff.
Okay, let's move on to our second tool. If your mindset is the internal game, this next part is all about the external one. It's about designing your world to have less friction, to make getting things done the easiest possible option.
A task like clean the garage is just huge and terrifying. So first, you got to break it down into tiny, clear steps, like take out 1 box of junk. Then you schedule it. Literally put it on your calendar. And hey, plan for breaks too, so you don't burn out. And finally, before you start, get rid of distractions. Put your phone in another room. Your willpower is a limited resource, so don't waste it fighting temptations you can just remove.
This is maybe my favorite analogy for this whole idea. Think about it. Can you imagine if your GPS just screamed all 200 turns at you the second you got in the car? You'd be totally overwhelmed. But it doesn't do that. It just tells you the very next thing to do. In 500 feet, turn left. You should apply that to your work. Don't worry about step 20. Just focus all your energy on step 1.
And here is a fantastic pro tip for keeping that momentum going from one day to the next. Before you stop working, take like 2 minutes and write down the exact next thing you need to do. What's the very next sentence you need to write? What's the next piece of data you need to find? This way, you're not starting from a dead stop tomorrow. Your skis are already pointed downhill, ready to go.
Okay, so you've got the right mindset, you've set up your environment. Now what? Now comes the moment of truth. This section is all about that initial push, overcoming that inertia, and just simply beginning.
This is the famous 10-minute rule. An object at rest tends to stay at rest, and that is definitely true for our brains when we're facing a tough task. The trick is to make the barrier to entry so ridiculously low that it feels silly not to start. Just tell yourself, okay, I'm only going to do this for 10 minutes. I mean, anyone can do anything for 10 minutes, right? But the magic is once you start, you'll often find you just keep going.
Now, what you do in those first few minutes, that's really a matter of personal style. You could start with the easiest, quickest task on your list to build some momentum and get a quick win. Or you could eat the frog and tackle the biggest, ugliest, hardest task first, which makes everything else feel like a cakewalk. There's no right answer here. The key is just knowing which one gets you going.
Okay, this one might sound a little bit silly, but I promise you it works. Sometimes you just gotta fake it till you make it. Ask yourself, what would a super productive person do right now? They'd probably just sit down and do the thing. So, pretend you're that person. It's kind of like acting your way into a new way of feeling.
And finally, our fourth tool. Look, getting started is one thing, but keeping it going is a whole different ballgame. This is all about building external systems that pull you forward, even when that internal fire starts to flicker a little bit.
These are all super powerful external motivators. You can team up with someone, or even just tell a friend your plan so they can check in on you. Promise yourself a reward for finishing, but you have to be strict about it. Track your progress so you can see how far you've come. These things work because they tap into forces outside of your own, sometimes unreliable willpower.
And this right here is why accountability is just so effective. Let's be honest, we are masters at making excuses for ourselves. Oh, I'm too tired, I'll do it tomorrow. But it feels so much worse to have to tell a friend that you didn't do the thing you said you were going to do. We're social creatures, and we can totally use that to our advantage.
So, there you have it. It's not one single magic bullet, it's a whole toolkit. You master your internal game by changing your mindset. You set up your external world to make success easier. You use simple tricks like the 10-minute rule to just get started. And you build systems with rewards and accountability to keep yourself going.
And that brings us to the most important part of all, because just knowing this stuff is useless if you don't act on it. So my question to you is this. Looking at everything we just covered, what is the one strategy, just one, that you can try in the next hour? Pick one and just get started.